How is it going, everybody? It's your boy, Walt Solo, back with another video. And in today's video, we're gonna be talking about hotfix 58, all of the patch notes that just dropped, and all of the changes we're gonna be talking about. So, without further ado, let's get it. Okay, now let's go over the character changes. Fire Perfect Block cooldown has been changed from 10 seconds to 7 seconds. The Fighter Shield Slam cooldown has been changed from 10 to 7 seconds as well as giving it the ability to use it while blocking. However, I don't see this actually making me change a more important skill like Adrenaline Rush or Second Wind or Sprint. I think that the way that they can implement this skill in order to be useful is to give it a stun instead of a push. I don't understand why Fighter wants to push somebody with this skill, but we will see what happens. Now, this is another really big change. Rogue ambush physical damage bonus has been reduced from 50 to 25%, meaning Line Mine Rogue is probably going to take a big hit, and Rogue in general is probably going to take a big hit. Now, Rogue double jump movement speed penalty has been changed from -18 to -10. I think this is good, but we'll have to see what happens with Rogue in general. Rogue Hide Mastery multiplier has been changed from 3 to 2.5. That's okay. I don't really think this is too impactful. Rogue Jokester Rage has been increased from 450 to 600. And this is a really good buff. However, as you can see, I think that we're starting to see every aura and every buff having a range of 600. Meaning it's not really that big of a buff for Rogue, it's just a general buff for auras and buffs. So there is that. Now, a good buff that the Rogue got is that the silhouette no longer shows or reveals when they're on stealth moving. They had that change last patch, and I think it was pretty brutal for them. And the fact that they reversed it is kind of nice, so Rogue is not completely dead. Now, Ranger Chase has been changed from 450 to 550. Pretty good. Backstep now has 2 charges. I guess if anyone uses this as a skill, like why would you take this over quick shot or shotgun shot or whatever? It doesn't make that much of a sense. I think they just need to make the skill better, but we'll see. Wizard Quick Chance Spellcasting Speed bonus has been changed from 10% to 20%. That's a pretty nice buff. The Chain Lightning has been increased. Towards the last modifier is 25 instead of 20. The Wizard Fireball damage has been changed. Basically, the splash damage deals 5 more damage. It's okay. It's not a crazy buff, but also not a trash buff, if you may. Wizard Magic Missile damage has been changed from 10 to 11. That's okay. Just a minor buff to the magic missile. I think that what they need to do is make the missiles come out or move faster in order to make it good. We'll see how that scales. Now, Cleric Holy Aura from 450 to 600. Bard Storyteller from 450 to 600. Bar Word Song from 450 to 600. Warlock Blow of Corruption damage has been increased from 10 to 12. I guess that's okay. You don't really see a lot of warlocks rocking this. Now, here is a change, and I think this is a shadow nerf for the warlock. So the life drain duration has been increased from 6 to 7 seconds, and the base damage has been increased from 3 to 5. However, the attribute bonus ratio has been decreased from 75 to 25. What this means is that you get more damage from the get-go, but you will get less damage with your will. Now, moving on to Druid. Natural healing range has been cast from 450 to 600. Spirit Bond has been changed from 450 to 600. Sun and Moon range has been changed from 450 to 600. And now we get into the big buffs for Druid. Now, Panther Form Scratch hit slow duration has been changed from 0.25 seconds to a whole second, and the movement speed bonus has changed from -3 through -15. Meaning, if you're fighting a Panther, you're likely gonna have to take that fight, or else you're just gonna be a nugget, sitting there doing nothing. Now, the neckbite slow duration has been increased from 0.25 to zero point 0.5, and the move speed bonus has changed from 0.3 to 0.7. This is not as aggressive of a change as what Scratch is doing. I think this is a little bit too strong, but we will see how it plays. Armin Sword damage has been slightly increased. Aegis Magic Reflection time has changed from 3 seconds to 8 seconds, and the cooldown time has been decreased to 12 seconds from 20. Castilian attack multiplier. Basically, the only thing that changed is the last attack, where it went from 1.5 to 1.3. I guess that's okay. Nobody's really gonna care about that. But what people are really going to care about, especially rogues, is that the Estiletto Dagger attack multiplier has been changed from 1.4 to 1.15. And I think this is also another pretty big nerf to the Rogue. We're gonna see how Rogue is gonna be doing next season, basically, or after the patch. Improve the animation of shields and crystal swords. Basically, what this means is that now, whenever you're casting, it's supposedly not going to cancel the spell if you hit a wall or the floor, but we will have to see how this plays. And the animation of shields, I don't know what they really mean by this, but I hope that they are making the block better. Meaning, if somebody is close, that their attack is not gonna go through the shield anymore, but we will see. Pavir's movement speed penalty has changed from -50 to -35. Now, I don't know why they're doing this, especially if nobody really uses this shield because you can't have a primary. But I guess a lot of people maybe will try to run it with Shield Slam. I don't know. We will see. Now, all Shield Slam animations play slightly faster. I guess if you're using that, that's cool. But like I said, I don't really see anyone using it. Rapier cooldown sockets have been changed to be slightly tighter. Healing potions have already now healed from 15 to 20. Small nice buff for the healing potions. I think they needed it. Bandage healing has changed, and the change is actually quite dramatic. Basically, for an uncommon, you go from 18 to 24, and then it scales a lot more. They also become a lot faster from 5.5 seconds to 4. Now, here is where I think that the problem starts. Surgical kit time has changed from starting at 27 seconds to starting at 15 seconds. That is a 12-second buff. If you see over here, the rare search kit, it's about half the time that it used to be, going from 18 seconds to 9. That is insane. That is pretty insane. I think that this change needs to be reverted because the ability to reset fights is a lot easier. Like if you have, say, 80% interaction speed, that means that you're using a blue search kit in 4.5 seconds. Like why would you do that? But I guess we will see how this plays out. Now, the campfire install time for all readies has been changed from 15 to 10 seconds. New event currencies like the Silver Skull and the Golden Skull token have been added for an upcoming event, although we don't have any information about that event yet. Improve the feel of moving and equipping items in the inventory. This is what they were talking about earlier, that the inventory feels a lot more smooth. Now, here's another big change: added an experimental high roller restriction in order to address the amount of solo rad and crowd play. High roller adventurers must have a minimum of 225 gear score, and they can only queue for the party size type dungeon. Meaning, if you're a solo, you can only queue for solos. If you're a duo, you can only queue for duos. So forth. No longer you're gonna be able to be a solo and go into duos, trios, etc. Now, allied player queues no longer take extended time to loot initially. The time that it takes to interact with an enemy corpse by you or your allies has been increased from 7 to 12 seconds. Slight queue quality of life improvements when accessing the squire. I'm assuming that this is gonna be talking about the gear that the Squire gives and how fast you unlock it, but I am not quite sure. Improvement to multiple visual sound effects and audiobooks. The in-game quest log now updates dynamically in dungeons, meaning you're gonna be able to see when you complete a quest inside of the dungeon instead of having to wait until you exit to see if you complete it. And the addition of new skin, emotes, and cosmetic rewards, which is what we're gonna go on about right now. So seasonal rewards are out, and you have 27 days to grind for whatever reward you're interested in. I am only interested in the character skin, and this took me right about 4 hours to get to Pathfinder, but let's quickly go over all of them. If you stay in Neophyte, you will get 15 bandages and 15 potions of healing. For Apprentice, we'll get 500 gold coins. For Wardener, you'll get a coin bag. For Pathfinder, as I said, you'll get the Skeleton Champion skin. As a Voyager, you'll get the Whistling Hope emote. For Exemplar, you'll have an Campfire skin, the Ancient Elven Campfire, and for Demigod, you'll have the Tainted Heart. Now, you do have, like I said, 27 days to complete this, and this took me right about 4 hours to accomplish. However, the higher you get, the more complicated and the more time it will take you to do so. Now, after this patch and thinking about it, I really do think that Rogue has been greatly hurt, and I think that Warlock is going to be having a little bit more difficulties. But let me know what you think in the comments below. I would like to know what you guys think about the patch notes and the current balance of the game. My name is Walt Solo. Thanks you guys for watching, and until next one, peace!